Starting to the top right of the map, we have starting for StarTale in... yeah, I already said the color. Well, okay, Street Fighter Voice, just take over, please. I completely screwed it up.
StarTale Squirtle.
At least one guy in this room does his job right. Thank you, Street Fighter Voice, for saving the day here. Yeah. Squirtle on camera, looking awesome as usual. Ahead against his opponent, 1-0. Starting to the bottom left in blue for his new team Axiom. It is...
Axiom Miya.
A.K.A. Gollum.
Yep.
And this
still looks like... yes.
Did he just... Did he really just do that?
I have to alert the referees. I think he's got our stream open in there.
Oh, did he just fletch his teeth?
He did that, man. Suddenly he asks, like, what's taters? I'm like, nobody even... Why are you asking me that, Miya? Just go make your spawning pool.
I love him. I love this guy so much. Miya is awesome. He's really great. But when he...
Hydra's precious!
But oh man, I love this guy. When he plays, he just hunches forward. He's like, I don't know.
Yeah, he's definitely got the look. He plays the part.
Yeah, he plays. And these glasses, they fit so perfectly well. This guy, I just love him. Well, currently we have the Nexus first here for Squirtle. And on a map like Daybreak, you usually see a very, very straightforward... Oh, a little bit of a misstep here by Squirtle, not able to block the hatch again. But as I was about to say, you usually have a very straightforward style in Zerg versus Protoss here. 3 base without gas for Zerg. Protoss heading either into Forge Expand or Nexus First Forge, which is what we see from Squirtle here.
Then that sort of style, I feel, is becoming actually more standard than Forge before. There's a lot of strengths that come with Forge before, like, for example, your safety against early pools, which have almost all but disappeared. It also gives you the potential of cannon, which has almost disappeared because nobody goes hatchery first anymore in most cases. But, you know, part of this becomes an issue of map size, and it's so much harder to go in cannon if you don't even know where your opponent spawns, for example, early on in the game. And at the same time, if that's the case, then it's also a bigger map, so you feel more comfortable going with the later Forge anyways, because if your opponent walks across the map, it's going to take him even longer. That probe is trying to make a tough decision. He decides... Not that probe. That probe decides to go home and return the minerals.
Yeah, the other probe. The thing is, I'm interested in what Squirtle is doing. Usually on a map like this, I would really say, okay, let's go for the Robo once again. But Squirtle has shown on the first map already that he's quite confident in playing with the Stargate opening. And even though I'm not a huge fan of Stargate openings, just in the past, let's say 5 days, we've seen actually a lot of Protoss players opening with Stargate and actually doing a lot of damage. Usually when I see a Stargate, I feel like, well, yeah, it can work, but 90% of the Zergs these days know exactly what to do.
Yeah.
You don't do a lot of damage, so it always feels like so risky, but it's getting a little bit better, I feel, don't you think?
People have really figured it out on both sides. You know, it was like people figured out how to defend it because all people were doing before was either Void Ray and Zealots or just Phoenixes and trying to kill Queens, and then you see stuff like what Squirtle does where he's just very careful about keeping all his Phoenixes alive and killing drones just consistently, and those Phoenixes always have utility all the way to the end of that last game that were useful.
That's the important part. They just know when to back off. They are not too greedy, especially when you see, alright, there is an infestation pit, so I know exactly how much time I have until there are the infestors in the game. If I overdo it, he will just fungal my Phoenixes, I will lose all of them, and then it wasn't worth it.
That Stalker looks like it's about to fall over backwards. That was really scary.
It would be so awesome if the Stalker would actually fall down.
How does he stand up and he falls over?
We talked a little bit about the Carbot, the movies actually, this morning in the early session, and guys, if you don't know them, check them out. Check them out on YouTube.
Just look up Carbot or look up StarCrafts. By the way, that Overlord did get killed by the Stalker. What an awesome Stalker that guy is. He's willing to climb mountains to kill them. By the way, we are going to see
a very gateway heavy attack.
Yeah, this is a really weird timing attack. This is like old school 6-gate, 7-gate with +1.
But you know, I think it's pretty cool because sometimes these days you even see 4 gates back in action. And I find it so funny when suddenly a Protoss player hits a 4-gate and the Zerg is looking at it, doesn't expect it because who plays a 4-gate these days? And then he's like,
Only me.
yeah. No, wait. I thought for you it was like the Void Rail in Norway.
No, well, nowadays it's 2x proxy, but anyway.
Okay. So, yeah, if you go suddenly for a 4-gate and the Zerg player hasn't faced this in a while, he's like just
Wolf?
dying shit. And
Is that you?
Is that you?
This is really scary because he's actually waiting a little bit here with the units to the south. And this is all just going to appear at once for Miya. He's not going to have much time to react. This style is so scary. How many sentries is he going to make? He looks like he really wants to go Stalker heavy for the most part here. He's made just 4 sentries right now.
He stopped at 40 probes and now he's going all out with army. +1 attack. Here comes the Overlord, sees what's going on, and Miya, are you ready?
There's no close forward pylon. There's a slightly forward pylon. Now he's going to start that one.
He's nearly supply blocked, and Wolf, there is no speed.
Yeah, no speed. It's almost there, but where is anything? He's going to force field the ramp.
The ramp, oh
He
my
can go
god.
up the ramp. He can walk up that ramp and then force the units out if he wants to. He can just stay here. Miya is
in trouble. The force field is not 100% on target.
GG.
This is it.
What? This is actually just what happens when you play greedy and people don't do old builds anymore.
No scout, no information.
Like, right, this is like when Squirtle was at the StarTale house, he like went on his bookshelf and opened up this old box that said 2010 on it, and he pulled this build out and he put it in his pocket. He was like, I'm gonna do this one today.
Skrill just looked like he's like, okay, well, can I go home now? I don't belong here. I know it, everyone else knows it as well. Sad for Miya that he has to face me here, but I'm gonna back to the house now.
Yeah,
I don't want to be harsh here, but the thing is, Miya just...
He couldn't see it?
Yeah.
How does he respond?
Miya
He didn't check with Lings over the map. That's the one thing he could have done, is check with Lings for that first warp into Stalkers, and then he powers out the units, gets the Spine Claws up. That's basically it.
Miya isn't bad. Not by any means. It's
of
just
course
like,
not, yeah.
he didn't have the scouting information, and so he played a little bit blind. He's like, okay, he's gonna do something normal. And then suddenly Squirtle just hits with his awesome gateway force, gets into a position where he can just force field the ramp, and Miya doesn't even try to fight because he knows, well, this is over.
Yeah.
I don't have anything. I don't have speed for my Zerglings. I don't have speed for the Roaches. My ramp is force fielded. I can get nothing out from my main base into the natural. I don't have spine crawlers. And he just looks at it and is like, I guess I'm dead.
Yeah. I mean, that's the moment. You know, we've seen really fast GGs out of players, Korean and foreign alike, and you know, one of my favorite ones is the one where DRG lost. I think it was JYP or something, and he typed GG as the Stalkers were blinking into his main base, and there was a force field. Like as the Stalkers were like in midair, he typed GG. He's like, well, what do I do?
My favorite preemptive GG was definitely
MMA
killing his own expansion by accident, and the next fight Idra is completely fine as ahead, and he's like, well, GG, I lose the game. That was awesome. But, well, not really. But, well, you saw what happened. The game ends with the 2-0 in favor of StarTale Squirtle, and our next match is going to be Shine against Jungbi.
Yeah, don't miss it. Tell everybody to tune in. It's going to be crazy. See you guys in 5.